Hi everyone! Welcome to the Crafty Pixie channel where we do sewing and craft projects. I'm Bee. Thank you so much for stopping by, whether you are new or old to this channel. In today's video, we're making trick-or-treat bags. And I'm going to show you how to do, I think they call it a French seam, where you hide the seam inside so you don't have to worry about any linings or anything. And the cute little handles, I get 2 more of these to make for the kids. They're nice and deep, lots of room for lots of candy. We're trying to make this year as fun and exciting as possible. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you know when I upload every Wednesday at 9:15 a.m. Leave a comment in the comment section down below and give this video a thumbs up. Without further ado, let's get to materials and get started. All right, for this project, you're going to need a strip of cotton fabric. It's going to need to be 32 inches long and 14 inches wide. You're also going to need 2 strips of cotton fabric that are going to be 16 inches long by 2.5 inches wide. You're going to need clips or pins, your sewing machine, an iron, coordinating thread, and a little bit of time. So let's get started. First, we're going to start with our straps. We're going to take them and we're going to fold the shorter sides up 1/4 inch on all 4. If you want, after you press it down, you can put a clip there, but you don't really need to. We're going to come through. It doesn't have to be exactly 1/4 inch. You know, of course you can measure it if you want to. This is just giving us a finished seam for when we're done. Okay, now that that is done, we're going to take it and with right sides together, we're going to fold it in half. And we're going to clip along the raw edge all the way down. Try to line up the edges if you can. No one's gonna see them in the end, but you know they're there. All right, and then what we're going to do, you're going to do that to both of them. And then we're going to go over to the sewing machine and with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, 2.5 millimeter stitch length, you're going to back stitch really well at the beginning and at the end, and you're going to sew right across the raw edge. I'm going to go do that to both straps and I will be right back. Okay, now that that is done, I went ahead and I folded them right sides out, or pulled them right sides out. Sometimes it is incredibly tedious and I didn't want to bore you guys, so I just went ahead and did it. But we're going to give them one a good press. Make sure you roll the seams and everything so that they're as flat as possible. And then you can set those aside. And next, we're going to take our large piece, which will be the body of the bag. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to roll the shorter ends up 1/4 inch and press. This you kind of want to try to make as accurate as possible because this is going to be the edge of the bag. So this is going to be seen a lot more. So you can go ahead and do that. All right, once you've folded it 1/4 of an inch, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna then fold it 1 inch. Gonna give a nice clean finish on the top of the bag. All right, and then you're gonna I'm gonna put a few pins in because I don't want it coming out. Okay, now that we have folded and clipped the edge, what we're going to do is we're going to pin wrong sides together. And we're gonna pin along the side seam. Or side seams, I should say. Make sure when you do it that your tops are level and even. Just gonna pin this one. All right. We're gonna do something a little different, but it's going to make it so that there isn't any frayed edges or anything on the inside of the bag. So you're gonna come through, make sure the sides are even, and you're gonna clip. Okay, now what you're gonna do is you're gonna come through and with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, you're gonna backstitch really well at the beginning and at the end. 1/4 or 1/4 inch seam allowance, 2.5 millimeter stitch length on both long ends. Make sure you backstitch really well at the beginning and at the end. All right, so I'm gonna go to the sewing machine. I'm gonna do that and I will be right back. All right, now that that is done, we're going to turn the bag inside out. And you're gonna really push out those corners. We're gonna come through and we're gonna roll the seams so that they're really level. There's not any puckering or anything. Make them really flat. You can do this to both sides. You're gonna press. If you need to adjust the seams, you can do so. Okay, you're gonna do this to both sides. Now we're going to go back to the sewing machine, and with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, 2.5 millimeter stitch length, you're going to back stitch really well at the beginning and at the end of each long side. On each long side, and then you will be done with the connection of the two pieces. So I'm gonna go to the sewing machine, I'm gonna do that, and I will be right back. All right, now that that is done, you have something that looks like this. And then we're gonna take it, I'm gonna do this upside down so I can see it better. We're going to attach the straps that we made earlier. So make sure they're folded correctly. You know, attach them. And ideally, you're gonna want them the same width apart on from seam to seam. All right, so that turns out to be like 4 1/4. All right, and once you have them placed, like so, I'm actually going to use a few pins. We're going to attach it to one side. And then the other. All right, and that's one side. And then you're gonna flip it over and do the same on the other. You can actually use the other one as a bit of a guide too. Okay, then we're going to take it over to the sewing machine and we're going to do a 1/8 inch seam allowance top stitch right across the edge of this bag right here. And then you're going to do the same thing right across the top edge on both sides. Okay, so I'm going to go to the sewing machine. I'm going to do that and I will be right back. Helpful tip, when you are sewing the, top stitching and everything, make sure that you open the bag and put it in your sewing machine so it's like this and it's open. You don't want to sew it shut. So just a little helpful tip there for you. All right, and with one final press, you are done. Isn't this cute? Super simple, super fun to do. You don't have to worry about any lining or anything like that. It's got the cute little handles. So much fun. Now I have 2 more to do. Voila! We are done. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I upload every Wednesday. Give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section down below. Until next time, see ya!